with it not meaning to take any extra shots at all. Let's talk about the gun here. The gun is, well, absolutely wrong on this tank. It's not historically accurate. If you hear wargaming employees saying that vehicles are historically accurate in this game and they try to stick as close to it as possible, it's a pile of horse crap. It's not. This tank never had a long barrel. It had the traditional derp gun, that 75 millimeter gun. That's what it had. What you're looking at here, what looks like to be a barrel of possibly, the barrel looks very similar. That rounded bulbous barrel reminds me of maybe a Panzer IV-G, maybe an F2. And I'm actually surprised that Wargaming hasn't thrown in the Panzer F2 into the mix yet. That was a very iconic tank. It's when the Panzer IV started to really start to shine. It was around the F2 line. As soon as the F2 came out, yeah, the tank really started to hold its own. And why they decided not to put it in here, who knows? Maybe in the future they'll throw it in, but knowing them, it'll most likely be a premium tank. Maybe they'll throw it in as a gift tank. Who knows? I would love to have a gift tank of a Panzer IV F2. I would love that. That's only because I love Panzer IVs. But seriously, they need to go through and possibly fix the modeling on this thing. Add the 30 armor around. I mean, come on. Anyway, that aside, so how is the tank in-game? Let's see. It's a medium tank. It's meant to accompany heavy tanks in the battle, but from a distance. This thing is not a frontline fighter. This is an assistance tank. You get tanks like a KV-1. You can be, I hate to say this, a tag-along with them. You can be right by their side. If they're shooting at a target, you take a shot at it too. You know, ultimately, you can also be bait. You can be a distraction. Sometimes being a distraction is enough. I had a game in this where it was tier 5, and there was two tier 5 tanks on El Haluf, around that notorious corner where the heavy tanks like to go and battle it out. I decided, there's only 2 guys there that we can see, so let's throw some chaos into this, because it was pretty much a stalemate. We had 2 heavies on our side wanting the enemies to come around the corner so they can blast them, and at the same time, you know how the tactics are. One guy waits for one guy to come around, take their shot, fire. If they miss, guess what? Big deal, they'll put a shot in you because you're reloading. I don't have to, you know. That's what it's pretty much about right there. And a lot of maps are like that. A lot of people play like that. And nothing wrong with it. It can work, but it can be frustrating for those that want to get into the face and stuff. And this technique can ultimately be a downfall. If one side is being beaten and successfully overtaken, an enemy side can go around from behind and attack those tanks, playing the whole come around the corner and I'll shoot you game, you know? So I was thinking, you know what? Next time these tanks fire, I'm going to be a little ballsy here and just fly around that corner and highlight this stuff. This will distract the 2 tanks that were over there, which worked perfectly fine. I zipped right past the 2 tanks that just fired, knowing that they fired. I didn't bother firing. I just zipped right around the side of them. And right off the bat, both the tanks said, oh look, a juicy tier 4. And the mentality of most tankers, of where the tanks are, a lesser tier tank, easy kill. I zipped around that corner. They saw that, instant distraction. Just like that. Started turning their turrets and trying to aim for me. I kept driving. I said, no. I distracted them while my allied heavies came around the corner and continued to blast them. I hit around the corner. waited until the shots were exchanged, popped around, shot some shots into the engines of the tanks, or the sides of tanks. Worked out like a charm. It did. It honestly did. But anyway, this tank does have a place on the battlefield. I have platooned with some friends before. I platooned one time of 3 Panzer IV-Ds, and it was actually kind of cool. It was like a wolf pack scenario, you know? 3 of the same tanks. The thing's pretty fast. It moves really fast for a medium tank, because I think it's just a lack of armor. And this thing was just blazing right on down. 2 of my platoon mates, we just took over this bridge on, I can't remember, I think it was Serene Coast or something. We took one side completely right down on this ridge and just straight on down and just dominated. Blasting away, hit, move, hit, move, hit, move, and we just kept it going. We went right around, right into enemy base and just capped. Everyone else just participated in dealing with the tanks that we lit up. Sure, I took a shot. Surprisingly, I didn't die. I took a shot, but still, we won it. The thing is pretty much like a flanking tank. It's got the speed, it's got the mobility, it's got an okay gun, but as soon as you start seeing tier 6s, all that falls apart. Again, this is another one of those tanks that falls apart badly at higher tier matches. As soon as you hit tier 6 matches, which this game loves to throw you in, it's always maximum tiers, which is bullshit in my opinion. But the minute you hit high tier matches, the tank really can't compete, and that in itself is just a shame. I would love to see this thing have a set tier 4, tier 5, tier 6. It's too much. Equipment readout. I've been talking enough about this tank and experience I've had in it. Equipment readout. I have vents right now set on this thing. Absolutely a must. I also have a somewhat trained crew on repairs, which I might just change that out once I get 100% to Brothers in Arms to act like 2 vents, so instead of 5%, a 10% bonus. Yay. But other stuff, gun laying drive, possibly, gun rammer, possibly, a camo net and binocs, maybe. I mean, they will come on to their own use when they hit tier 6s, where you really don't want to be spotted by anyone at that point, especially by a light tank or even a heavy tank, because at that point, once you're spotted in this thing, it's over. You can't really afford to take hits. The armor, it just won't hold. It's just, I don't know. Again, it's disappointing to see that Wargaming decided to go with these vents on the back of the tank versus, and not giving the proper armor values to it. I'm just confused why they wouldn't decide, hey, let's do that. Please, let's just throw the armor on, because you know it would break the game so much to have a tier 4 medium tank having 60 millimeters of armor. I mean, come on, it's not a Matilda, but hey, I think it would benefit the tank even more. I mean, simple.